data security. Now, what it is? Personal data security, it's yes, we have seen ki if you have do some invention or if you have a copyright, so no one can publish it or no one can reproduce it. So in our India, in no such specific laws for protection of data. The privacy and protection of data are governed by the IT Act, Information Technology Act 2000, you know, and now it's coming from 2011 rule. It's coming 2000, then 2005, and now 2011 also. So reasonable security practice and procedure and sensitive personal data or information, rule 2011. So this data is divided into two categories, that is single is personal data and sensitive personal data. Some data is very confidential, okay, it's very sensitive. So that is divided two categories. As per the Information Technology Act, data is represented that information, knowledge, fact, concept, or instructions, everything, okay, which are being prepared or have been prepared in formalized manner or is intended to be processed or have been processed in a computer system or computer network, and maybe any from or sorted internally in the memory of the computer. Lot of kinds of data means sometimes we have some remarks, some good inventions, and we just store it. But if we don't store very well, whatever the knowledge, whatever the ideas, whatever the thoughts, whatever the symbols you have created, got it? So we all work, it's a personalized. We always take care of about it, you know, no one can copy it, no one can repeat it. Lot of time nowadays, a lot of students we have seen, they have just locked the data. Okay, that is a good system. I like it. I would like it. Whatever the data, whatever the information, whatever the article you have created, you just open it, write down whatever the ideas comes in your mind, you just write down, and after that you lock the data. So no one can open it, no one can read it, and no one can steal it. So that is the good. Now, so sensitive personal data includes information like password, you know, just we share about you know, bank account details, credit, debit card details, present and past health records, sexual orientations, and biometric data, any kind of data. Okay, so it's personal and it's a sensitive data. If anyone knows your password, if anyone knows your details, bank details, so it's very dangerous because others already use your account, and that kind of cases happen. A number of cases had happened, so regarding password of bank account and credit card and debit card. So apart from the IT Act 2000 in Indian Constitutional also protects individual rights. Okay, what is our rights? What is our individual and personal liberty under Article 21 and under Article 19(1)(a)? It provides freedom of speech and expression. Yes, which means that a person has to express himself. Yes, it's our rights. Whatever the idea comes, we have a right to express ourselves. The interpretation for Article 19(1) and Article 21 is that the both articles say that right to privacy is the fundamental right as per rule, as per regulations of law, especially cyber law. So we all human beings have a right to privacy, our data, any kind of sensitive data, personal data. So it's our right. Okay, and if anyone steal it or anyone intentionally, especially intentionally doing some kind of things with you, so you have a right to claim against him, suit against him, have a fight to sue against him. So if we're talking about Supreme Court judge, we have find a case like Kharak Singh versus the state of UP and others. What it did, you have to read this case. It as stated by majority that right to privacy is a fundamental right, but there are certain restrictions on the basis of compelling public interest. Okay, actually compelling means on the basis of public, means public requirement. On that basis the judgment given by court. Okay, and the case has been done like that. Right to privacy is a fundamental rights. Okay, you have read this case. Now also other case we have seen that R Rajgopal versus R Gopal, and another versus state is Tamil Nadu. Okay, so what happened? It was held that the petitioner have a right to publish what they allege to be the life story, autobiography of Otto Shankar insofar, and as it appears from the public records, even without his consent or authorization. But if they go beyond that and publish his life story, they may be invading his right to privacy. Means someone is already published that kind of book, that kind of data, same data have published another city or another state, and they found it, you know, it's illegal and it's double published. So that time the invading his right to privacy, and the constitution exhaustively enumerates the permissible grounds of restrictions on the freedom of expression, article 19(2), and it would be quite difficult for court to add privacy as one more ground for imposing reasonable restrictions. But some data is not same like that. Some kind of innovation, some kind of changes are be there, but the biography is only one. No one can reproduce same biography, and it is we have heard the biography of a lot of people, Swami Vivekananda, Dr. Abdul Kalam, Gandhiji, lot of people, but only one same things you don't have published again. Okay, if it is found, it is illegal. If the person or the people, any kind of people, you know, public is very intelligent, and if they found that we have read the autobiography of so and so author, and again after 5-10 years he reads same autobiography from another, so he have a right to complain it. He have right to go to court, and but before that he just campaign the books, both books. Okay, and after that he claim against him. So most recent judgment of Supreme Court on privacy is Justice K.S. Uttuswamy versus Union of India, and in that case was decided by the majority of judges. Lot of committees are held there, and the constitutional bench held that right to privacy is a fundamental right, but having some restrictions. Having some restrictions. Yes, it's a fundamental right, but some kind of restrictions are there. Got it? Now in this case, what happened? Whether the Indian Constitution even has fundamental right to privacy, since is not explicitly stated. Okay, so the 9-judge bench said that Indians do have these fundamental rights, and that Aadhaar would have to be tested against it. Okay, they have said yes, it is fundamental right and it have some restrictions, but we have to read the book again and again, and we have found if any kind of sentence of any kind of story, if it is repeat again that book, means that is illegal. Yeah, word is different, that is okay, but same to same word you don't have used. Okay, so that is means any kind, means we are in Maharashtra. Okay, we have written any kind of book of Maharashtra, and another state means Delhi, Bangalore, or any same story, some authors repeat it, but the both of views, both of information is different, so that is good, but both are same. Okay, it is not good. Okay, that means they have to be clean. So the data protection is important because there are various data of individual where are online and should not be automatically available to individual. Yes, it's correct. So the protection of data is important to prevent the misuse of information. Lot of time it happened. Okay. Nowadays, a lot of people, a lot of students, what they do, if they want to make a project, just search on online and they just make a copy and paste and they just submit their assignments. I have seen a lot of time. So don't do this. Okay, you have right, yes, you do it, you have created something. So how would you know like that ki what kind of uniqueness you have? Okay, so don't do this especially. And last time when I was in the committee of thesis checking na, that time I have found lot of students, now n number of students just copy paste of the lot of thesis and synopsis, n number of, I totally rejected, totally rejected it. Don't do this. Yes, I know, but don't do this. Okay, you have create your own subject, lot of subject you have read, lot of subjects you have uh, completed, so you just create your own title and you take the helps of your teachers, what you want to specify it, what you want to write it. So that is important. Okay, don't do any kind of, so because university know that who means who means the students have taking that kind of, everything is checking. Okay, everything is checking, so be aware about it, don't do anything like that. The privacy and data protection are connected if the personal information of any individual is shared without his or her consent will lead to violation of privacy. Yes, it's a violation of privacy and it's a protection are means connected. And definitely I told you that they, if you copy paste any kind of data and you just tested in any plagiarism system, so they found red, because red means you have still some data, you have copy paste that, and it's clearly mentioned that where you, which site you have to go and which website you have to copy paste is clearly mentioned, clearly mentioned. Okay, so don't do this and the privacy and data protection are connected if the personal information of any individual is shared without his or consent will lead to violation of privacy. You just take before everything where what is the data you have taken, that in the below, in the down, they mention their name and their mail ID. So you want to just a renovation of that article and you have to add something new points about that article or any kind of matter, you just take a permission. Sir, I like your article or whatever the paper or whatever the news, so I would like to do something changes and I would like to use this title again, and so he automatically give you a permission. Okay, if they don't, then you have to prove what you want to do actually that about it. Okay, and they will give an permission and they will, then you will start it. So you have a mail, yes, if in future someone are claim you know you steal my data or you have to do something, so you have a mail, before that I have taken your permission, that is the consideration, we have taken consent of you and I have a proof of that, and on that basis we have to do it. Okay, so that is the most important. Now the law which covers the principles of privacy and data protection is the Information Technology Act. Okay, so always doing anything that kind of, that means you have to aware about it. Now the IT rules 2011 governs the personal data and the sensitive personal data or information, any kind of the under section 43A of the IT Act, it is stated that the compensation of negligence in implementing and maintaining reasonable security practice and procedures. Yes, we have to mention or we have to maintain any kind of practice, any kind of negligence we have to maintaining, and in relation to sensitive personal data or information. Sensitive personal data and information, and Section 72A of the IT Act mandates a punishment for disclosure of personal information in breach of lawful contract or without the information provider's consent. Okay, you have paid a lot of penalty, and as well as you have mandate of the punishment, whatever they give. Got it? So be aware about that kind of things. So as per definition given by the IT Rule 2011, personal information has been defined under the rules as any information that and relates to a natural person. Okay, natural data, and with either directly or indirectly in combination with other information available or likely to be available with a body corporate is capable of defining such person. Okay, so sensitive personal data exists as the concept of sensitive personal data or information under the rule 3 specific that the following types of data or information shall be considered as personal and sensitive. So which kind of data we have seen? Password. Okay, first it is password. You don't share your password anyone's. Okay, never. Don't message your password to anyone. Don't mail your password to anyone. You have to aware about it. Bank account details. Okay, of course you don't share your bank account details to anyone. Credit card details anyone. Present and past health records. Okay, even I heard like that when we submit an application for loan, or sometimes we have submitted our Aadhaar cards, Aadhaar card, PAN card. So we what we do, we just do some sign, okay, below the card or below the paper, and submitted it. But you have mentioned the date also. Okay, after the sign you have mentioned a date, and then you have to submit, and your sign is not in the bottom of the paper. Okay, just mention your sign, your details, and below them. You know what happened in 2013-14 maybe, that time, yeah, 12, 13, 14 maybe, that time lot of loans takers, they fake loan takers, what they do, they have used that kind of our ID. It's easily available because we have submit, lot of people submit, they need personal loan, they need some kind of loan, so that time they submit their all details to bank. What they, if they provide, then whatever the data, they don't maintain, or they don't store our data properly. Okay, if they provide a loan, that after that the papers or the document just keep outside, and a lot of people, means especially outcomers, and they easily get our data, and on that basis they use our data for loan, and the loan is passed our name and use anyone's. Okay, so that's happened, so we need to aware about it. And whatever the documents or whatever the information, if you have, and if you want to, like that the paper is not secured to you, so you just store it. Okay, and either you fire it or either you burn it, whatever you want. So that is the take care of regarding the data. Now present and past health record, sexual orientation, we have seen lot of sites, we have seen lot of channels in YouTube. Okay, so n number of sites, n number of what we say, means lots of information available regarding that kind of data. So we be aware about it. Be aware about it. So biometric data, be aware about it because it's a sensitive data, and we don't give or share except your family members. Okay. The information technology, reasonable security practice and procedure, and sensitive personal data or information. It's a rule 11. Now, three rules are person located in India, and rules lay out specific provisions related to sensitive personal data information. And in India, currently, this is the most detailed provisions for protection of sensitive personal data information. Okay, now India have protect that data. So as there is a privacy bill, it's still pending to become law, and that bill covers all the concepts, personal data, sensitive personal data, and known as a critical personal data, and IT rule governs the protection of the same. Information Technology Act have a right to personal data. I have to say, and now you know everywhere, if whatever the that day we have discussed, if whatever any kind of information, any kind of message we have, save it, and it's easily getting it. Okay, if I want to take information from one second, from which Rashmi's mobile. Okay, Rashmi, I know the Rashmi's number. Okay, first I have checked is the Rashmi's mobile number is registered. Yes, if I get it, it's registered, then I easily, okay, I easily take any kind of information from her WhatsApp chatting, okay, from her calling, who is she calling everywhere, who called her, okay, every kind of data we have taken. Okay, so be secure. It's not right if she knows that someone are hijacker, or someone are still, you know, a lot of uh, cases happened. People are blackmailing regarding that, some photos, some data, you know. So be aware about it. It's easily, because cyber law, you know, we have studying cyber law, and cyber law have a right. If I complain anyone's, you know, I want to the record of each and everything. Okay, so it's get easily. So be aware. Don't share any kind of news. Don't share some means flawless, you know, flawless news. Whatever your good thoughts you have to share, good pictures you have to be shared, but don't blackmail others, and don't do that kind of cheap things. Don't do. Okay, but it's easily, if I complain anyone's, you know, I have a right. So IT people have right. They easily catch up all kind of data and proof that yes. And nowadays we have surviving digital and technology world, so it's easily getting any kind of information. Okay, you have a lot of Indian people have seen some CIDs and some serials we have seen. So even the lots of movies we have seen, the easily, how easily we reach the thief or criminals. It's really easy because technology, because of the technology, we can catch anything very well. So be aware about it. Now, all the privacy bills still pending, any kind of bill pending, or it's getting easy. Okay, so that is the rule we have used. Now, information provider. Second object is information provider. So any person who provides information to the body corporate is known as provider of information. The information provider has certain rights that the information which is collected by the body corporate will only be collected after the consent of the information provider. The provider will have right to withdraw the consent and can abstain for giving consent, and such withdrawal should be in writing to the body corporate. Got it? So any kind of information you have, just take a confirmation. So for example, I am interested in research. Okay, I have n number of papers in national and international conference. So if you want, if you read it, and if you see my papers, and after that you have get an idea, you know, I have to add something, some titles and some. If I've make a paper in impact of COVID-19. Okay, and it's published and get a very various views and everything. After reading my paper, you feel like that ki, no, we need to change some this, and you have to change the topic, the advantages and disadvantages of COVID-19. Okay, means you have read it, you have an idea, and after that you have changed the topic and the advantages of it. And you just comes and ask me, ma'am, I want to make a paper or some title on that basis. Okay, so I'll give you consent. Yes, you are right. If any kind of help or any kind of information you require, then I will support you. So that is most important. Okay, you have a right, I have a right, but both we take consent each other, both we cooperate each other, definitely it will be good. Got it? So that is the information provider. Now collection and disclosures. The data is collected by the body corporate only after the consent of the individual, and such whatever the sensitive personal data information should be used for lawful purpose only. And there can be instance where the information provider should be given an opportunity to provide alternative information instead of security personal data information. And we have seen nowadays, means we have a lot of bank provide in this pandemic, everything we have doing through digital era. Okay, no one can go market and no one can buying something directly. Everything we have used to only for online basis. Okay, so means we trust that technology ki how easily we get everything because of that technology. Means bankers and all IT rules, whatever. So they take care of each and every individual security. Okay, so we trust it, and yes, it's happened. So it is mandatory for body corporate to take reasonable steps to protect the information. Yes, and a lot of time if you have go to bank with your parents and with anyone, so they will never share the details against him. They will ask you a lot of questions. You have to show her ID or his ID number. After that, that is different. The bankers know you very well because you have visit every day. So that is different. Okay, but some situation comes and you have to go and you ask this details, so they denied it. Okay, they reject it and they ask you some details. You have an ID card, you have an ID proof, you have an bank passbook, you have an everything. After that they share, means they never share. But if you have an everything, if you have an everything, that means you get it easily, otherwise it's not possible. With our parents also, so sometimes one day it's happened last year, my mother is not well, and my mother just asked me ki she needs some she wants to go to bank because she have some change her documentation and KYC and all. So she is not well. So I told her, ki, don't worry, I'll do it. When I go to the bank and I ask the manager, ki, I am her daughter and want to these the changes she wants done. So she rejected and she denied and told me no. When she will be fine, she'll come and she has right to do it. You as a daughter, you don't have a right because the one reason is I'm not a nominee of his or her account. Okay, so basically, and second thing, my bank account is not for that particular bank. Okay, so it's very difficult, and it's a habit. So they bankers or any companies, any big organizations, they don't provide data easily. Even though if you are working in a big multinational company, so in their policy it's clearly mentioned that any information or any data you are not provide by outsiders. If you are working in TCS and your friend is working in L&T, that means you don't share the data, numerable data, statistical data, the personal means internal information of your company to your friend also. Got it? So that is dangerous. Now, when there is a contact between the body corporate and the information provider to disclose such information for any legal obligations, okay, so information provider should be allowed to arm or review the sensitive personal data information at any point of time for the information which is provided. Yes, it's happened. I don't know the name of movie, but I have said this, that movie, uh, that yes, that they have still the logo of means they just create a soft drink and wants to launch in market. Okay, so they both are friends. Someone is working in ABC company and XYZ company, and both are good friend and they share each other ideas with them. But ABC company is CFO is very, what we say, very talented, and he know about it ki that XYZ company CFO are doing something soft drinks and launch in next month. So uh, the ABC company CFO wants promotion and wants getting everything. So what he did, he just met XYZ and he offers some kind of celebration or any kind, and he just still installing the every project. Okay, the project of soft drink, just take from his laptop, and next day ABC company's CFO present the soft drink project, everything in front of the boss, and his boss and told them everything, you know, these company XYZ companies means represent and launching the product that kind of date, so we have to launch these product before that. And the same thing happened. And when XYZ company know about it, ki that friend has did that kind of things with her, so he claimed against him, and big issues created in the market. And after that, he punished everything. Everything means not only the ABC company is the big company and have a lot of employees. So when XYZ company claimed against that and with proof, everything, they have proof, and after that ABC company demolished. Okay, so I don't know the name of movie, means the idea of it's our cyber law means sensitive personal data information, that's why I explained the case. So it's happened. Okay, so don't do that kind of thing. So transfer of uh, sensitive personal data information, like the it transferred by body corporate, but before transferring the information, the body corporate should check that the other side is having same or equal quality of data protection. Yes, means equal side, we need to protect the data, we need to protect the information. If you join any kind of, if you are working in cyber industry, okay, so you have seen like that how they maintain security. Everyone, every employee, they have given a password. Okay, they have created their email ID and share the data only that particular way, because it's a secure. Okay, it's secure only. So that is next, dissolution to third party, how they use the third party. Lot of students, lot of uh, n number of scholars have prepared their project, their thesis. Okay, and it's they secured. Okay, so if someone just grab it or someone is just collected, that means They claim it. So for transferring the information of the information provider to the third party, apart from the government agencies, to uh, body corporate. Okay, yes, I just remind the movie name, that company, corporate or company. Okay, that movie doing something like this. The corporate or company, I don't, but that kind of movies. So yeah, I think Bipasha Basu is there. Yes. The actress. So disclosure to third party, what it is. So by for transferring the information of the information provided to third party, but from the government agencies, the body corporate should ask for the permission of the same. Yes. Okay, without permission, they don't use it. If you have make a project, if you have present your project, that means you have given a right to that company ki yes, the project is done and you have to work regarding that project, and you have to allow everyone to take care of project and to watch the project. Okay, that's your responsibility. If you don't want to, if you just want to share your only HOD or only your director, so the data only see both of them. But if the project is good and you have share everyone, so that is your responsibility. So this, that is the disclosure of third party. Now privacy and policy. Okay, it is mandatory for the corporate, that body, to provide privacy policy in which it should be written very clear, and what type of information is collected, that its purpose for collection such information should be clear. Yes, and details should be given for disclosure of sensitive personal information to third party. Required precaution must be taken by the organization to protect data. Okay, to protect, nowadays we have seen phone pay, lot of app, only your registered number is working there, it's easily. Okay, so on the basis of OTP, you have quick transfer any kind of amount anywhere. Got it? So but rights only you have only do it. Okay, other if your friends know about it, so he will do same thing, but don't share anything with others. So what is means privacy is important. Okay, now grievance officer. Grievance officer, what they do, the rules mandate that the body corporate should appoint a grievance officer to address the complaint, and the contact detail of the grievance officer must be available on the website of the body corporate. Yes, if you feel like that, every company, everywhere where you go, so the grievance officer is important, and if you want to complain regarding anything, you have to write down him or her. Now what is the difference between draft bill and sensitive personal data information? So sensitive personal data information rules apply to the body corporate and the individual located in India, whereas the bill apply to the government, private entities incorporated in India and incorporated outside India. Got it? So any data you have to provide here, and you feel like that your data or your information still some anyone state, so our government and their government are take care about it. Okay, so but if you complain, then definitely get a results. Lot of people ignore that kind of things, such a things. They said, oh, it's fine, but no, it's not fine. And as a human being, we don't have restrictions. We have an habit to do it, that kind of work. Okay, so just give up. Don't do that kind of work. A lot of people have habit. Second one is the sensitive personal data information can be processed only after the consent of the information provider. Whereas according to the bill, along with consent, functions of the state, compliance under law, order of court, prescribe emergencies or any other purpose as specified by the authority. Yes, everything we require. Everything we require, that is compliance, consent. First we need to compliance. Okay, after that you I don't know if you are working in accounts department or finance department, because I am working, so I know how I maintain the data and how are too much confidentials. Everything we have, because auditors, when we are doing any kind of audit, okay, internal audit, um, and statutory audit, so that time we have opened every kind of informations in front of the auditors, because they have finalized every compliances, every tax compliances, every finance compliances. So on that time we have a too much take care about it. If any single point or single number or single uh, what we say functions you do wrong, that means auditor reject the report. Okay, so that time you too much take care about it, what you speak, what you explain, and what you present. Okay, so the authority, because auditor has an authority and they have a right to check each and everything, every compliances, tax compliances, and even audit compliances, your report. Okay, you have, whatever you work, you have to prepare any company. If you are working in finance and account department, so you have prepare every report, what are you doing. Okay, and you have to explain it, what kind of work you have to do, and you have to explain it, you have to prove it. And after that, if your work is satisfied, if your compliances, if you pay your all compliances on time, tax return, GST return, IGST return, everything, okay, then you have to prove them, yes, that kind of challenge, that kind of bills, okay, you have it on every dates and amount mentioned on that bill and challan, and the compliances, all compliances are fine, then auditors approve is the report, otherwise not. So according the rule, the data provider has right to withdraw consent and can abstain from giving consent. As per the bill, the onus of the personal data will be on the data collector and not the data provider, and the data provider have right to access the data and right to forgotten data. Yes, only data provider have right what kind of data they have shown or not. Okay, what kind of information they opened or not. Okay, so that is the right of provider. Now in the rules there are no such provisions as to where the data is to be kept or stored within the territory of India, whereas as per the bill the data needs to be stored within the territory of India. Yes, whatever the data, whatever the project, whatever the information, you just secure about it, don't share others. Now that is, according to the rules, the data can be transferred to the third party. Okay, and provided third party is having same level of data protection. Means if you have get a project in any in India, okay, for example, you have get a project in Rajasthan, you are in India, Maharashtra, okay. So you make a project, everything, every quantity, quality of work you prepared, and you shown or you present in front of the committee. Okay, and it is good. Everyone like your project, and you for the company's authority and consent. So you just share your project to Rajasthan officer or whatever. So the person, what he did, he read your project, whatever, and because of trust, and he share means with your consent, okay, because he told you ki this the project going on Rajasthan, but we have and partner means we have work with some foreign company. If company is any company, Toronto or UK or US or France, any. So what he did, he approved the project, and on the trust of you and the company, France company, he sent the project to him. Means three people are there. The company means you, your project, and the Rajasthan person and the UK person. Means only you have share your data, only three persons, and they read it because of trust, everything, and they approve the project. After the approval, after the everything, no one can means after that what they did, yes, your project is good, and first they copyright the project, they take some patent, whatever the if some product, they take everything, license everything, okay, and after that they work on that project. Because if they approved after approval and after take a patent and copyright, it's declare in publicly that kind of project made by the person, your name is there, and the details of project, everything even publicly. After copyright and patent, it's showing publicly, and no one can reduce it because the clause, the policy are mentioned there. No one can reduce it, reproduce it, and no one can copyright it. Okay, so that is most important. So the transfer of data is according to standard contractual clauses or intra-group schemes that have been approved by authority. Yes, we have seen now, okay? That is approved by authority. Any authority, whether you change. Second, it is the central government in consultation with the authority has prescribed a country or section within a country or a particular international organization where such transfer are permissible based on the adequacy of the data protection framework in country. Yes. If you need to send any kind of project to other countries, that means central government needs consent. Without central government consultation, you don't do that kind. If you do and happens something with you, that means you are fully responsible for that things. So central government consultation required for transfer or any kind of any adequacy of data. And because central government protect your work, protect your framework, because it's happened something means central government are responsible because you trust on them. What it should do? Positive work. Now particular transfer is approved by authority on grounds of necessity, along with, yes, approved by the authority. And for example, TCS company, Tata Consultancy, have a policy, and they make a lot of things, changes in their policy, and they publicly declare that kind of policies are doing, and we have applicable from this month. So everyone, the employee of TCS wants to applicably means follow the rules. Only TCS employees, not other employees, because of trust, because of the company name, brand name, that is. So particular transfer is approved by the authority. TCS is authority, and they transfer or they approved it. That is. Now 1 and 2 mention above the data provider consent will be required to transfer the personal data and sensitive personal data. On any kind of, if it is personal data, you transferred, and if it is sensitive personal data, it's also transferred. Without consent or without authority, you can't provide it. Now, as per the bill, there will be separate authority for taking the applications for data as per bills. So, separate authority for taking the application of data protection means data privacy is basic human rights and there is a needs of stringent law to govern it. Yes, it is important to have a data protection law so that there is a proper process and regulations of data. Protection of rights of individuals so that there is enforcement of rule against unauthorized access and penalties if someone goes against the policies. It's true. If you don't follow the rules, means banks oftenly told you that don't do the same thing, don't share your password, don't share your details. But if sometimes you did mistake and you provide, so you are responsible for it. And if something happened with you, someone's withdraw the amount for your account, and after 2 days you know that that kind of transaction, or you got a message that kind of amount withdraw someone from your account, then you go to cyber, you complaint and everything. So that time find that you did mistake because you share the details and number the person, or you did any kind of, a lot of links we have seen every day in your email, in your WhatsApp, lot of, if you just click it and you just fill the information, so it is easily, other person is easily to take it and withdraw the amount. So be aware of it. Be aware of it. Any kind of application, when you open the link or you just read carefully before filling the form, before filling your detail, be careful about it. It's your security, it's your rights. You have everything. We have a lot of sources, but it's depend on us how we use it. If we use inappropriately, definitely results will come bad. But if you provide, or if you used very proper manner, that means no one can do any kind of fraud or any kind of things with you. Okay, because it's dependent. So your mind always keep calm whether you share any kind of information or data. So that is the security of personal data provides. Okay, so this is the unit 4 we have completed today. So anyone wants to ask any questions, let me ask. Hello. You have to read some kind of cases, okay, that it's a Kharak Singh versus the state of, lot of n number of cases we have find some security personal data information. Okay, but you have just read 1 or 2 cases and that is enough for you. Okay, so you know about what actually happened, and you have read the Information Technology Act also. You have read some points, some lots of information is their uses, their advantages, their disadvantages, the definitions, everything. If you know the act, IT Act, and means it's really, it's used to cyber law, how they used it, so you get it detailed. Okay, so that is the important for you. And there is a two category. We have seen that personal data and sensitive personal data. So you read it both. What kind of personal data and what kind of sensitive personal data. Sensitive personal data, we have seen some your password or your bank details and everything. Okay. And you read some kind of cases. Everything. So anyone wants to ask any questions or any doubt? Let me ask. Did you got it? What I'm saying? Yes. Anyone? Richa, Karan, Rashmi, Maheshwari?
No, ma'am.
No question? Ask something. Omkar Joshi, Rakshanda, Yogesh, Prahlad, Mehal, Ankita. No one wants to ask questions? Okay then. So take care of you. See you tomorrow with your unit 5. Okay. Tomorrow we'll start our unit 5. It's cyber law, and we have seen a lot of examples there. Anybody wants to ask any kind of query, then you can ask me. Okay. So take care. Bye bye. Have a good day to all of you. Stay safe and happy. Thank you.